Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Now, today I have this screen recording, right, of a clip of Trump speaking on how we have to, or how the U.S. has to obtain Greenland. You know, and I was scrolling through the comments, and as you see, the American people are fed up. Right, so let's watch it real quick.
You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland.
Yeah.
How do you? What do you see that role entailing? And is it still your intention that
Well, he
Greenland
called
become
me,
part of
and
the U.S.?
he viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, "I'm governor of Louisiana," and he said, "I would love." I didn't call him; he called me. He's very proactive. He's a great guy. He's a deal guy. He's a deal maker type guy. And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population. And I don't know, they say Denmark, but Denmark has spent no money. They have no military protection. They say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat. Well, we were there with boats too, I'm sure. We need it for we need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it.
You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland.
Yeah.
How do you? What do you see
Right,
that role
so
entailing?
here,
And is it
I went scrolling through the comments, right, and just look at what they're saying.
still your intention that
Well, he
Greenland
called
become
me,
part of
and
the U.S.?
he viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, "I'm governor of Louisiana," and he said, "I would love." I didn't call him; he called me. He's very proactive. He's a great guy. He's a deal guy. He's a deal maker type guy. And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population. And I don't know, they say Denmark, but Denmark has spent no money. They have no military protection. They say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat. Well, we were there with boats too, I'm sure. We need it for we need Greenland for...
Right, and this being the main comment that caught my eye, right? This guy is going to make the entire world turn against America with this fake tough guy demeanor. Right, and the reply is he's going to get us bombed while Putin laughs. Right, and this is funny because that's scriptural. The Lord was going to have it to where all these nations point the finger at America and do something about it, right, by way of World War III.
We need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it.
You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland.
Yeah.
How do you? What do you see that role entailing? And is it still your intention that
Well, he
Greenland
called
become
me,
part of
and
the U.S.?
he viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, "I'm governor of Louisiana," and he said, "I would love." I didn't call him; he called me. He's very proactive.
Right, so let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. It reads, "Message to Egypt," right, in which we know spiritually Egypt being here, America, Babylon the Great. Now, in our time, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Abishai, rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right, the Lord returning with his angels in the chariots, you know, coming to bring judgment and destruction upon America. Verse 2, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians," going into the division that the Lord is going to bring. "And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." Right, because the Lord is also bringing war. "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards." Right, so the spirit of Egypt shall fail, and we see that the American spirit is no longer there. right? These people are fed up, they're tired, they hate Trump, so on and so forth. But it's beautiful, man. We all feel that America is through. You can feel it in the air, right? We're in the time of December, right? Christmas, so-called Christmas, is around the corner. And what people say, right? You can feel the Christmas spirit in the air. You don't feel that shit no more, right? People feel destruction in the air. People feel war in the air, because it's evident by what's going on around us that war is brewing, right? If not already brewed. But the difference between us and everyone else is we're looking forward to this war, man. We're looking forward to the spirit of Egypt failing. We're looking forward to the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, which is going to be brought, by way of World War III happening and all these nations launching their missiles on America, as well as the lasers from the chariots, right? As it says, rideth upon a swift cloud, that the Lord's going to come with. Let's jump back a couple chapters. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Babylon will fall to the Medes, right? And the Medes represent who today? The Russians, right? Going back here, right? Someone commented, we're going to get bombed. And Putin would laugh. See, this guy, let me pause it. This guy is going to make the entire world turn against America with this fake tough guy demeanor. He's going to get us bombed while Putin laughs, right? And Putin being who? The head of the Medes today, the head of the Russians. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Meaning they're not going to be trying to make no deals, take no bribes, none of that. Right, and we see that that's evident. How many times has Trump come to Putin talking about peace talks when it came to dealing with Ukraine and so on and so forth? Yet no peace was made. Everything was getting worse because it's prophecy. It's biblical prophecy that they wouldn't be trying to hear none of that. Right, the Lord got the spirit on Putin to be coming down. How he's coming, man. So which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Right? They don't want your money. They don't want no treaties, none of that. They want your spot. Right? They trying to come after that number one spot that America holds, being the great city, right? That reigneth over the kingdoms of the earth, pertaining to Revelation 17 and 18. Verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. Right? Bows representing their missiles. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? How did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? Had the brimstone raining from the heavens. Right? Only difference is going to be missiles raining from the heavens with the lasers raining from the heavens, man. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Right? This didn't happen to the Neo-Babylonian Empire. It's happening to the modern Babylonian Empire, Babylon the Great, which is America. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. Right? Which you believe are a type of bird. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Right? And everyone can feel that time is here to come, because that's the spirit that the Lord has got out there on the earth. Right? Egypt, the spirit of Egypt is failing. Right? The days shall not be prolonged, man. Because when it's time for that destruction to happen, it's going to happen. There ain't no treaty, no compromise, no peace treaty is going to get them out of that destruction. And these devils know that. Let's get to the book of Jeremiah chapter 49. It's Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 14, right? Speaking about Edom, in which the face or the capital of Edom today, Esau, Edom today, the wicked of this world, is America. Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 14, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Abashai, an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, right? So, you know, an ambassador is sent unto all these nations, which really is a spirit that the Lord is sending unto all these nations to do what? Saying, gather ye together and come against her. Who is this her? America, Babylon the Great. And rise up to the battle, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Speaking about America, man. America is become the blame of the world. Everyone's pointing fingers at America, and Americans realize that, right? These higher ups realize that, and they're going to do something about it, right? The Lord's going to put the spirit on them to do something about it, which is going to lead us into World War III. But as it says, right, this guy's going to make the entire world turn against America and despised among men. You know, see, it's funny because Esau over here in America is trying to paint Jake as the problem when the world sees America as the problem of the world anyways. Thy terribleness has deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rocks, that holdest the height of the hill, right? Again, going into that pride, being lifted high up, right? In these high positions, high places. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, right? In which an eagle, I believe, is the probably the most dominant bird in the world, right? It's a certain type of eagle, where when we could search that up actually. The harpy eagle. The harpy eagle is widely considered the most dominant bird, especially as a predator due to its immense size, incredible strength, and massive talons, up to 5 inches long like a grizzly. Damn. Imagine a bird with talons the size of a grizzly bear. That's insane, right? So, but though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. How about Shema Shai? Right, and how is the Lord bringing them down? Well, first, through the pushing out of his word, right, which is causing the spirit of Egypt to fail, because people are waking up and realizing that this place is confusion, right? It's Babylon, and it's all just a lie, and that it's going to be destroyed, right? A fall starts with low morale, for lack of better words, right? When you know you're going to lose, you're no longer energetic or anything, right? You get quiet, because in your mind you're like, damn, this is it for me, right? That's the spirit failing. Also, Edom shall be a desolation, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah. Again, as we read in Isaiah 13, saith the Lord. So like as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Amashai, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Because the destruction upon America is going to be so bad that everything is gone, right? You won't even be able to tell that there was a civilization here, right? But the Lord is going to put the spirit on these heathen nations, right? As it says, an ambassador sent unto the heathen, but not just the ones who already dislike America, even America's allies, right? And that's how you know you fucked up, when the people you're supposed to be quote unquote close to, right, be at peace with, are the ones plotting against you. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 17. Start at verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, right? The 10 horns being the EU today, and the beast being NATO today, These shall hate the whore being America, which collectively together they make up the fourth beast spoken of in Daniel 7, the Roman Empire, because today they are the revival or renewal of that Roman Empire, right, which is spearheaded by America, the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Again, how are they doing that? By way of mainly nuclear missiles, right? Nuclear warfare. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Again, that being America, right? But it says, for the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, right? And the Lord's will always get fulfilled, because he manipulates everything according to his will, right? That's the power of a true God, where whatever you say is going to happen no matter what it is. That's true power, man. This is Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11. We start at verse 10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. Right? Because that happens, right? When it rains or when it snows, what? You have that water coming down, which basically waters the crops on the earth, the natural, which, is good for the plants and growth. And that happens, right? The water doesn't hit the ground and then reverse itself and go back up into the clouds, not as liquid. So it's basically saying, as sure as that happens, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, right? Because when the water comes out of the sky, it doesn't go back void. Nah, it comes down and does what it needs to do. But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it, right? And that's true power. Your words always being carried out, right? Nothing you say returns void, meaning nothing you say is meaningless, man. So that's why, as it says, it reads this comment, this guy is going to make the entire world turn against America with this fake tough guy demeanor. And really, it's not him, but the Lord, right? The Lord has a spirit on Trump moving the way that he's moving, so that his prophecies can play out as he said they would, right? The Lord is the ultimate manipulator, the ultimate chess master. This is Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1. On life and conduct, it's Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will, right? So it's not Trump trying to be a tough guy, but the Lord making Trump the tough guy, right? Quote unquote. So that the people can turn against him, so that division can come, right? Kingdom against kingdom, Egyptian against Egyptian, like American against American. But also these other nations can come up against America, as the Lord said it would happen, right? They gotta bomb this place, as the Lord said, right? The Lord's not just gonna have it, everything's all peace and nice, and then within a second, oh nah, fuck you, America, we hate you, we finna throw bombs on you. I mean, he can do that, but right, that's not really ordered. The Lord does all things in order, right? And then it really shows true power when you can sit there and orchestrate an entire event, orchestrate something so perfect to where exactly what you said would happen happens thousands years later, but just as he's doing with Trump, right? It's the same story, just like the Lord. That's why the scriptures liken America, right, our captivity over here in America, to what happened in ancient Egypt, right? Because with the Pharaoh, what did the Lord do? He hardened his heart to not let us go, so that the Lord can show his power and to bring plagues upon plagues upon plagues, just so he can show his power, right? And the Pharaoh didn't even fucking realize it. but the people around him did. But the Pharaoh was just like, nah, we not letting him go. Because it was the Lord's doing, man. And it's the same with Trump, right? They're basically Trump is basically, or America, right, is basically trying to conquer the entire Western Hemisphere. And why is that? They trying to prepare for war, right? Why else would you need Greenland for national security? This is the same guy said, oh, there isn't going to be any World War III if we're smart. Clearly you're dumb as shit. And the comments agreed, right? This is the most incompetent president, whoever that was. Ignorant. He's brain dead, right? The most ignorant president ever. Ignorant or just stupid. Just a stupid bully, right? That's the sentiment that America's people has for their president. When the people rebel against the head, there's no way that society can stand. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 17. It reads, this is verse 16, Romans chapter 9, verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. Meaning, there's nothing you can do per se, because at the end of the day, it's all according to the will of Yahweh B'Shem Abishai, right? The will of the Heavenly Father. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth, right? So the Lord shows his power by what? Always having his word stand, and through the judgments that he brings, through the miracles that he brings, through the multiple deliverances, that he does for his people. That's how the Lord shows his power. That's how he gets his name magnified. In order to do that, he has to have a reason to bring the judgment, a reason to cause this miracle to happen, a reason to deliver his people. And he orchestrates that reason because he is the Most High, man. And these devils think they can fight against that. Little do they know, he's the reason that they think that, right? So that's the funny part. The Lord got them wanting to fight against him, yet they don't even peep that. He's still stringing them along. So what I did, I went over here and asked, why would Trump say that they need Greenland for national security, right? And then here it gives a couple reasonings, but I basically wanted to focus on the military sense, right? So I asked it again. Where I keep scrolling past it. Slack it right here. Focus on the military rise, right? So focusing strictly on the military side, which is obvious, right? The first point is the location of Greenland, within the world. Let's see, world map. Here, right? You have Greenland here, which America's enemies, right? Mainly the main two enemies, Russia and China. So it's evident that, and he already said that Russia and China have like ships and stuff over here. So it's clear to see why Greenland would be such an important, piece of the puzzle to acquire, because look at the area that it covers, right? Russia and China would basically need to come through here to get to North America. So focusing strictly on the military side, this is why Greenland is talked about as a national security asset, and why Trump and US military planners long before him frame it that way. Greenland sits on the Arctic choke point. Militarily, Greenland is part of what's called the GI-UK gap, Greenland, Iceland, United Kingdom, which is what we just seen here. Greenland, Iceland, and UK. This gap is critical because Russian submarines and bombers must pass through or near it to reach the Atlantic. NATO uses it to track, detect, and intercept threats before they reach North America. Control or influence over Greenland strengthens early detection of nuclear submarines, long-range bombers, hypersonic or cruise missile platforms. This is Cold War logic that never went away. It's just more relevant again, right? So this is Cold War logic that was always there. It's just that now it's relevant again. Meaning what? We're heading to war. And that's plain to see, man. But you still have people basically living life as this is not, right? As if war is not on the horizon. You know, niggas worried about Christmas and bullshit like that. Missile warning in space defense. Greenland hosts Pitufik Space Base, formerly Thule Air Base. Military importance. Ballistic missile early warning radar tracks launches coming from Russia across the Arctic. Right, so the base in Greenland is able to, you know, track missile, activity. Support space surveillance, satellites, debris, enemy activity. If a missile were launched from Russia towards the US, the shortest path is over the Arctic, and Greenland is directly under that path. From a military standpoint, Greenland equals first eyes on incoming nuclear threats. And they know that. That's why they need Greenland, man. Because they know nuclear war is coming. They know World War III is coming. And why? Because the Lord said it will. And his words don't return void. Arctic warfare is becoming real again. As Arctic ice melts, submarines can operate longer, new shipping and military routes open. Russia has reopened and built dozens of Arctic bases. China calls itself a near-Arctic state. Militarily, this means more patrols, more submarines, more competition for dominance. Greenland provides forward staging, refueling, surveillance, search, and rescue control. And if the US allows Russia or China to basically gain dominance over Greenland, they're cooked. It'd be too easy to access America. Air dominance and bomber interception. Greenland is positioned perfectly for tracking Russian long-range bombers, intercepting aircraft before they reach North America airspace, supporting NORAD operations, in which NORAD is the North American Aerospace Defense Community, I think. Search that up. NORAD, meaning North American Aerospace Defense Command, Slovakia, a joint U.S. and Canadian organization for aerospace warning, control, and maritime warning, defending North America from air and space threats, but it can also refer to the Norwegian Agency for Development Cooperation, or noradrenaline hormone, which its core mission involves tracking missiles, aircraft, and space vehicles, ensuring air sovereignty, and providing maritime awareness for North America. So Greenland seems like a very important, piece to have. During the Cold War, U.S. fighters were scrambled from Arctic positions to intercept Soviet bombers. Greenland was a key link in that defense chain. That mission still exists today, right? So Greenland is important when it comes to defense. The saying in the world, defense wins games, man. Why Trump says ownership, not just access. Militarily, the U.S. already has access through Denmark and NATO. Trump's logic, whether you agree or not, is ownership equal no restrictions, faster expansion of bases, no foreign political veto, permanent denial of access to rivals. From a pure military lens, sovereignty simplifies command, control, and expansion. Pentagon planners think in terms of worst case scenarios, not diplomacy. And what is that worst case scenario? World War III. The U.S. military has wanted Greenland since World War II. U.S. occupied it during World War II to prevent Nazi use. Truman tried to buy it in 1946. continuous U.S. military presence since Trump didn't invent the idea, he just said it out loudly, bluntly. Bottom line, militarily only, from a defense perspective, Greenland is valuable because it gives early warning against nuclear attack, controls a critical submarine and bomber corridor, anchors U.S. and NATO Arctic dominance, acts as a forward shield for North America. That's why Trump frames it as national security, even though ownership is politically unrealistic and strongly opposed, right? Because Trump is crazy. We think Russia and China are just gonna sit there and let him take Greenland, knowing that it'd be their best defense from them, right? But all this shows is that we're in a time of war, man, right? The same president who's been speaking nothing but peace is saying that we need Greenland for national security. Why would we need security if everything is supposed to be peaceful? Security from what? So I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, this video was edifying, informative in some way, shape, or form. Once more, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.